The chill of the autumn night crept through the cracks in the old creaky farmhouse. I shivered as I stared out the window, watching the last remnants of daylight fade away. I was alone, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. It had all started as a harmless weekend getaway. I needed a break from the hustle and bustle of city life, and this isolated farmhouse seemed like the perfect escape. I had driven for hours to reach this remote location, far away from the noise and stress of my everyday life. But now, as darkness enveloped the house, I couldn't help but wonder if I had made a terrible mistake. I had been looking forward to this solitude, relishing the idea of being alone with my thoughts. No emails, no phone calls, just me and the quiet of the countryside. But as the hours passed, that solitude began to feel suffocating. The house seemed to come alive with strange noises, creaking floorboards, rattling windows, and the distant howling of the wind. Each sound echoed in the stillness, making my heart race. I tried to dismiss my fear as mere imagination, the product of a vivid imagination and a stressful week. But then I heard it, a faint, almost imperceptible whisper coming from the dark corners of the room. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice trembling. No response. Just the eerie silence of the house. I got up and walked cautiously towards the source of the sound, which seemed to be coming from the hallway. The floorboards creaked beneath my feet, making me wince with every step. My heart pounded in my chest as I reached the hallway, the dim light of a single flickering candle revealing nothing out of the ordinary. But then, just as I was about to turn back, I saw it, a shadowy figure darting around the corner. I gasped and instinctively followed, but when I turned the corner, the hallway was empty. Panic set in as I realized I was alone in this vast, dark house, with a presence I couldn't explain. I decided to investigate further, my curiosity overcoming my fear. I wandered through the labyrinthine corridors of the farmhouse, each turn leading me deeper into the darkness. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, as if they were guiding me. Finally, I reached a room that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The door was slightly ajar and I could feel a cold breeze emanating from within. I pushed it open, and what I saw made my blood run cold. The room was filled with old, dusty mirrors, each reflecting my terrified face. But it wasn't just my reflection. In each mirror, I saw glimpses of something sinister, a shadowy figure that moved in and out of view, always just at the edge of my vision. I stumbled back, my heart racing, and tried to make sense of the bizarre spectacle. Was I losing my mind? Had the solitude and darkness driven me to madness? Suddenly, the room went pitch black, and the mirrors shattered with a deafening crash. I screamed, unable to see anything in the darkness, and I felt a cold, bony hand grip my shoulder. The whispers in my ears grew louder, forming words. Alone, but never alone. I twisted away and bolted from the room, running blindly through the house, my heart pounding in my chest. The house seemed to come alive, the walls closing in on me, the floor tilting beneath my feet. I stumbled and fell, my head slamming into the hard wooden floor. When I awoke, it was morning, and the sun was streaming through the windows. The house was silent, and I was truly alone. I couldn't shake the feeling that what had happened was more than just a nightmare. To this day, I can't explain the events of that night. Was it a hallucination brought on by fear and isolation, or had I stumbled into something beyond my understanding? I'll never know for sure, but one thing is certain. I will never be truly alone again, for the memory of that night haunts me, and the whispers of the farmhouse still echo in my ears.